Hi, this is Dorothy with Scrapbooking, and this is the first of two layouts for the November subscription pages that I got, and I just want to show you, this is the final product, and look at how they did kind of a design going from the upper left down to the lower right and from the lower left to the upper right. They made kind of a V shaped of the embellishments, the flowers in that case. And then this one has a nice cluster of leaves on the left-hand side, and then also to balance it out on the right-hand side. So, and they're real. I think they're really lovely clusters. So this is what you get in the package. You get, if you get the year subscription, every 3 months you get 4. Is that right? Every 4 months you get 3. Anyway, you get a number with each several months. And these are the instructions, super simple instructions. You'll see me, I mostly just look at the picture rather than actually read the instructions. So, I mean, it's really that easy to do. The only thing you really need to watch out is how they layer the embellishments. So you want to make sure you're not putting level 3 down as level 1, and then you have to pull it up, which is usually what happens to me. So this layout is all printed, which just makes this go by so fast. And then it's really lovely. Really a nice design. This is layout 2 background. And we even have journaling spots. So you can put your date and time and what are you doing in these pictures. So you can, because you don't remember. I'm just here to tell you. So each group, so these are the die cuts, and they're labeled for layout 1 and for layout 2. So I'm just popping out, and look at how easy these are to pop out. So there's going to be a mixture of die cuts and stickers on both pages. So I'm going to set the for layout 2 aside, and here's all of our photo placeholders. You can use them or not, depending on, some people really don't like them. Here's our sapphire photo backgrounds for layout 2. And then here is the sticker sheet. And our sticker sheets are super thick stickers and very sturdy, no curling. And I'm just going to go ahead and separate it so I'm working with smaller pieces, since I've got, everything in kind of a small field here. I don't want it to look too busy while I'm working. It can get confusing. So here we go. Set my 6 stickers over there and kind of get a feel for what we're doing. So I'm kind of reading over here. It says first put the sticker on the top and then attach the photo placeholders, attach the die cuts and the stickers, and pretty much I just use the picture as a go-by. And so the first sticker, this is just a real thin border. It's just a 1/4 of an inch border. And honestly, when you're working on the very top of your paper, it's really better to bring it down as close to your eyes as possible, because it's real easy to get a little edge of the paper showing if you're working from far away. This way, you've got the top edge covered. So there's the first one, and then the second one. They just have a little one over for this side, and then a longer one for the other side. So easy. And just kind of finishes the top border there. Kind of puts a little hat on it. So we're going to start off with a kind of a lime green sticker. It's not really lime green, a lighter green. And then there's kind of a paprika colored flower that's going to go there. That's a sticker. And then we've got this, well, I'm going to use one of these little branch stickers to go in between the flower and the leaf. And of course I have the flower a little bit. That's why I say it's always good when you're looking at it, kind of go from left to right and see which things you should put down first. Yeah, I pulled up a little piece of paper, but it's not a big deal because I'm going to cover it with this flower. And I'm using my foam stickers from my shaker windows. These are nice thick foam squares to kind of pop up and give dimension to your page. So I'm going to get a tweezer for these little bitty pieces. So they just have some little dots to put on there to just add, I don't know, a little touch of something. And it just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of, it doesn't take much to add kind of a finishing touch. And so this is going to be a 4x6 is going to go right in the center there of that really nice scallop border. And I tell you, it doesn't really, the colors are, I don't know if it's the colors or just the way the design is, but they look like they're sticking up from the paper. They look, it doesn't look flat and boring, I don't think. Maybe because the colors are real strong and you've got, you know, a lot of detail going on even though it's printed. So I'm going to go for the lower part. And this is like a big chrysanthemum. And I'm going to go ahead and finish this bunch of foam stickers from my shaker windows that I made earlier this week. So it's kind of, you know, it's really nice to kind of use up your stash of stuff. You know, don't have things hang around. Use them up. I'm going to show you later on after at the finish of this. I went, because I remembered having some gray gems. And so I'm going to add the gray gems to those little charcoal gray circles. They don't really need anything, but it's kind of nice to add a little bit more dimension. So I'm using these little things are good for all the oddball shapes the foam that you get from when you've got the shaker windows, especially in the, you know, when they're round or heart-shaped or oval, then you get these kind of funny-shaped things, but they're great for small pieces. So here we go with this. So if you can kind of see that there's, starting in the upper left, going to the lower right, you've got just kind of a sash of flowers, kind of like, you know, like a Miss America sash. There's like a sash of flowers going across the page. Takes your eye from one corner to the other. And it's kind of right there so that you make sure and look at your journaling. You know, you want to make sure you put your information down, because I'm telling you, honest to goodness, I thought I'd remember so much stuff and I don't remember anything. So it's funny how those little dots just, they add a lot to it. So here's the title, With You. And I'm just kind of putting it on the top edge of the scallops. And it's nice that our stickers are so nice and thick because I'm just going to take a little bit of the tackiness away from the bottom of the Y. So I can put it over the picture and not have to kind of lift it up. I can just slide the picture underneath. So here we go on to page 2. And the strip going down the side there is a 3x4 picture at the top. So you know what size to crop. When you look at that, you'll know what size to crop your pictures. So that's going to go a 3x4 at the top and a 3x4 at the bottom. And then there's a lot of space in there, and I'm thinking, oh, that's 3x4. No, and then I've got all this space. It's like, that's not right. And so it's a 4x4 that goes in there. So 2 3x4s and a 4x4. And you can space them evenly. And I'm just eyeballing. Just totally eyeballing that. And so here we go on page 2 on the right hand side. And I just start putting the flowers and the leaves where they show them on the instructions. So you see, I'm really loving using up all these squares, because otherwise they just sit around on my tabletop, and you don't want to see what my tabletop looks like. Holy moly. It's just, it gets out of control so quickly. And I seem to, I don't know what my deal is, but I seem to start off fairly neat and go into chaos very quickly. So look at how these colors go together. I mean, the thing is, you know, I'm not an artistic person. I'm a science person. And, you know, that's always been my forte since I was little. And so, you know, colors, I know when colors look good together, but, you know, I'd have trouble picking them out and putting just the right color with it. And I probably wouldn't go out of the box either. And that's what I love about Close to My Heart, is the artists take me out of my self-imposed box and put colors together that I probably wouldn't put together. So I appreciate their color choices, and I appreciate their designs. If I go by my own designs, they're going to be they might be even, they might be symmetrical, but they're not going to be what I would call artistic. So this is a great help for me, which is why I love their kits. I love all their kits and workshops, card workshops and scrapbook workshops. It really helps me as a non-artistic person to create things that I'm really happy with. So we're putting just some little leaves around. So you can see how the diagonal on the left-hand side is meeting the opposite diagonal from the right-hand page and making that V shape. So pretty, just so pretty. And it's funny how those funny little branches with the little berries, I'm going to call them berries because I don't know what they are, just adds just something that, see, I never would have, if I tried to come up with something myself, I would never put something like that, just because I wouldn't think of it. So yeah, I'm putting my little dots down. And it's just kind of carrying a design element from one thing to another. And that's where art comes in, is learning to carry a design element from one place to another. So there we've got, you always want to check your carrier sheets before you throw them out, because believe me, I've gone in the trash more than once. So here's the first layout. And I'll be honest with you, this whole thing took me about 40 minutes. But understand that I'm thinking and talking while I'm also trying to do. So I think you could probably do it faster. And I ended up adding some gems to both pages. So that was fun, because the colors in this next one are pretty wild. Okay, so I love these yellows and oranges. Pardon me. So just taking out all these oak leaves and maple leaves and I don't know, maybe birch leaves. Not sure I don't know what that is. But There we go, and get that last one out of there. So there's another carrier sheet down. Now look at how great those colors look with that blue background. I mean, they're just that orange and blue. They're opposite on the color wheel and just beautiful. And then you have that kind of, well, our color of the year is called wild berry. And if you see those kind of purpley pinky leaves off to the side there, that is about the wild berry color. So here we've got a 3x4 that I'm putting on that photo mat. And then we've got 3x3s that are going on this strip. If you hear noises in the background, the dogs are play fighting again. I hope Ginger doesn't squeal like she did yesterday. So I'm putting one at the top and one at the bottom, and eyeballing, leaving about 1/8 of an inch all around. And then I kind of put that one in the center. So it's so crazy to see the two of them. Daisy is so much bigger than Ginger, and she opens this big mouth, and she could put Ginger's entire head in her mouth, but she's so gentle with her. It's just so sweet. So she's just so happy to have somebody to play with. So here we go. Forget what I'm doing here. This is a great big 5x7 that's going right in the middle of this page. And you probably shouldn't put any Tombow on the very left edge of that one, so that you can put your leaves up under that side of the picture. So it's Ginger. So they have dimensions. It's like 1 3/4 down, and maybe 1 5/8 inch over, or no, 2 5/8 and 2 1/2 down. I don't know, whatever it is that it's on the instruction sheet. And so this is why I say I put glue on the very edge, and here I've got to put these leaves under there. So I'm just going, once again, just going by the picture, and putting things generally where they have them on the instructions, on the actual picture of the final product. I love these maple leaves. I wish the Plano, Texas had better maples. We have silver maples. We don't have the wonderful sugar maples. And so they're just not as nice. They're a lot more trashy than sugar maples are. And they don't get the color, I don't think, that sugar maples do up in the Northeast. But we do have some color that's starting down here. And we saw quite a bit of color out when we were driving around the other day. So it's, I really love autumn. I love autumn. I mean, it's just, I love all the colors. Don't have to mow the grass anymore. Or at least I don't have to pay to have it mowed. And these to me look like, whoops, I just ripped it. You want to be careful there. But you know what? That's going under anyway, so it's okay. So I made a little, whoops, there she goes. She's telling Daisy what for, and then Daisy gets scared. Yeah, 50 pounds gets scared over the 13-pound dog. It's amazing. Small rules in this house. Okay, so then we've got some more of these brown leaves that are coming. I'm just trying to place them generally how they suggest. So what you really want to do here is kind of do your layout before you kind of a dry layout. Let it kind of figure out where they need to go, and then you can move them and place them, and then you can see better, which needs to go down first for the layering. So you can get, I can get myself in trouble with the whole layering thing because I put down one thing before I put down something else. Okay, so here comes this hot pink. And so I think that this is, close to our wild berry new color of the year. And look at how gorgeous that color looks with the blue. I mean, it's just like it was meant to be there. Would I have put that color there with the orange and yellows? No, I would not have. Does it look wonderful? Yeah, it looks wonderful. That's why I say I really have to depend on the artists that work it close to my heart to help me come up with these really, things that I'm really happy to finish and feel proud of. So I'm just kind of adding my leaves as I go. I think that looks like a birch leaf. We used to have birch trees when I lived up on Long Island. It's what I sort of remember them looking like. And then we've got that maple. Uh-oh, did I put that down and shouldn't have? Probably. So this hot pink leaf is going to go down there and underneath the photo. So you want to be careful with those because those are really thin stems. So it's really coming along. And then we've got this Autumn Blessings. So what I'm going to do on this, I'm going to totally pop it up, but I'm going to leave one of the areas empty. So that area, that I'm blocking it off so I don't put anything there. And then I'm just going to load up the other side with a bunch of squares from my shaker leftovers. And see the little funny shapes? This is a good place to use those little wonky shapes. It's perfect. Here's another wonky shape. And so that way I've got, space for my picture to go. And you always want to, remember to leave some area so you can slide your picture under, unless, of course, you've got pictures to go, which I'm never that organized. And then you can just put it on top of the picture if you want. So I have to do that afterwards. And so there's page 1. I think I've got it covered there. Okay, so here's the next one. So I'm going to put down the picture photo mounts first. And that one's going right above the journaling. And then this is going to go off to the side. And it also has dimensions. So 1 1/8 down by 1 3/4 over. And so I'm going to put the corner up there and swing my ruler down and just make sure I put it even at 1 3/4 of an inch. So there we go, totally even. Now we're going to work on this cluster. Thinking, thinking, thinking. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I don't cover up the pink berries. So as I place them down, I'm just trying to follow, but I'm also trying to make sure that I don't hide any of the little pink berries because they're so cute. And it's just enough to add just a little bit of color over there. And then I love the way the orange oak leaves look so good with the blue background. And then we're going to have big old maple leaf right there. And that maple leaf and the birch leaf just look like they belong together. So pretty. So I'm just trying to figure out, okay, now where's the pink? So I want to move these over, and this is where I'm trying to figure out what the layering is before I stick anything down. So I'm going to put the oak leaf pretty far out. It probably could go further out towards the right-hand side there. And it looks like that. These little brown leaves are kind of interesting too. They all have different designs. This is a cross-hatching one, and there's lines. It's just all different designs. So I kind of need, there we need the pink, the hot pink. And that is going to go right there. So it's kind of on either side of the pink berries and over the oak leaf. And they're really sticky, believe me. See, in that guy, I didn't get that layering right. I don't think it would have made any difference, to tell you the truth. Oh, because it's a different leaf that goes there. Okay. So we're gonna, I think this is the, if this is your most challenging thing, is just trying to figure out how to layer, then life is pretty good, right? Okay, here we go with the oak, and it's going underneath. And last thing is going to be this maple leaf going right there. Stem goes under, and then it just totally fills in that gap. Ta-da! So there we go. Now I've used up all of my pieces, all my die cuts, all my stickers. Everything is all on the pages, and look at how pretty that is. I love the the watercolor background, washed background. So pretty, really pretty. So then I thought, I've been thinking all along, okay, these gems, I need to put some gems on there. I mean, it's not making any big difference to the layout, but the gems are so pretty, and I sit there and look at them, and why the heck am I looking at these things and not using them? So, when you buy embellishments, get them out and use them. Don't let them sit around. So I have all these plastic boxes that there's black and white embellishments, bronze embellishments, pinks and reds, greens and blues. I mean, this is what happens when you don't use your embellishments. Then you have to get organized and find places to put them. And then you've made a collection of embellishments that sits in boxes and gets old. So pull them out and use them. So what I'm doing here is, if you put the sheet down and you kind of put it over where you want it to be, then you can kind of slide the little gem off. And it's kind of where you designated it to be, generally. So I'm going to put that there. See how that works? I mean, it just kind of makes it easy. You can kind of move it around and say, okay, I don't like that, I like that. So there we go. Now I put my little gems away for the time being, and I just added a little bit of sparkle. That's more appreciated in real life than over the camera, but that's okay. And then I went digging, and these are old. They're old, believe me. They're so old I have trouble getting them off the backer sheet. And it's white and dark gray and light gray. And so I am going to use, and see, they're kind of gem cut, so they're real shiny. And I am just covering, I'm not even doing anything out of the box here. I'm just covering the dots. I'm giving the dots some dimension. By just adding the, almost exact same color of gem over it. So they're a tiny bit lighter. I would say that the spots are like charcoal, and this is like one shade of gray lighter. But, and they don't perfectly, the large ones have a little rim of dark around them, but that's totally okay. So, this sheet has large, medium, and small. But it kind of makes me feel good that I'm using some embellishments that have been sitting around doing nothing. And not only that, but I didn't just get one package. I got 3 packages of these. So there you go. 3 packages sitting around with nothing to do. So there we go. Just a little, I didn't make any big changes to the layout. Oh my goodness, Daisy's going to wake up Philip. Good grief. And I'm sure she sees a dog. So here we go. We're finished. And thank you so much for watching. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I appreciate you, and I appreciate if you've subscribed and watched. Thank you so much. I appreciate you a lot. Bye now.